are on the road, bringing a lot of good bands with them. Born of Osiris, my Chicago boys, Darkest Hour, and Hammerhead. All 4 bands on stage. Saturday night, October the 22nd. You don't even have to wait a month. At the Cleveland Masonic Temple. Go to MasonicCleveland.com for the details. A couple of tickets here for you if you are caller number 10. So good luck. Have fun. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007. We haven't heard from Political Joe in quite a while. I hear from that girl multiple times every day on the After Hours line. And I get in here every morning, and one of the first things I'll do is I'll open up the After Hours line inbox. And this morning it was probably 24 voice messages from that girl who calls. Blind girl who calls. I've been able to ascertain that she's blind. Just she's left so many messages that I've gotten breadcrumbs as to, I don't know her name, I don't know anything like that. But she calls a lot. I check the timestamps on these when I think to do it. And they're like every 3 minutes.
That's crazy.
A lot of them while we're on the air. So she must know I'm on but doesn't care, or who knows?
Maybe that's the only number she knows.
It might be. That number is 216. Whatever. What's after hours line? 216-986-8903. So many goddamn ways to communicate with us that I forget everybody's got their thoughts on what Poundcake should be doing, but everybody's got different thoughts about what he should do. Nobody wants him to fail, of course.
I don't want to fail. And I
know you don't.
It's not that I'm not exercising. I thought in the beginning that if I restrict my diet and eat what I'm supposed to eat, I will lose some weight. I haven't even lost, I'm not even getting a pound or 2 down. And I can't tell the difference because I'm drinking more water or whatever. So I thought that was enough. So now I do a little exercise here, a little exercise there, like walking, running, or I guess jogging. And then, I might do some in-room kettlebell exercises. But I don't know what is too much, what's not enough, because if you work out too much, then you have to.
I don't think you're in danger of working out too much. If you use the kettlebell 3 times in 4 weeks,
I'm just saying
4 times in 3 weeks.
That's one of the exercises I do, but I don't use. That's not my normal exercise routine. But what I'm saying is, I'm not worried about exercising too much. I'm saying I don't know if I'm eating enough to work out is that often. Don't you have to max it so you're not exhausted or you'll pass out or whatever?
You're not the only one improving yourself. I worked out with a dumbbell yesterday. I feel vigorous.
You feel vigorous?
No, not really. Oh. I'm just saying, once you work out more, you then have to eat more to.
That's
make
if
sure
you're
your body
That's if you're if you're The Rock.
Okay.
If you're
That's
a
right.
professional body, that's right. If you're burning 12,000 calories at a clip, you have to.
Well,
none of us have to concern ourselves with that.
No.
Okay, well then.
Alan, why doesn't Poundcake just swallow her tapeworm? Just swallow her tapeworm.
Swaller out of it.
A big old swaller out of it, and I was like, uh-oh.
Hey, Rube Star.
Alan, I would like to sincerely apologize to Bill Squire. I made some heavy accusations. I was a bit confused because
for you.
He kept saying he loved the show. I never heard him. So, Bill, I'm so sorry.
Apology
Bill?
not accepted.
Wait, what happened?
No,
I know
it's-
Rube Star called the
no,
other day, and I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Right, he was kind of shotgun or just kind of
I
machine
was
gunning
enthusiastic
stuff
about
about
our show.
SNL and
Oh,
how
Saturday
funny it
Night
was.
Live is what he called
And I was like,
it.
yeah, I
That's
watched it and it was great. And he wasn't really, he was in talking mode, not in listening mode, which is fine. It's okay. I appreciate you calling and setting things straight. And we'll
sorry,
continue.
Bill. I really am.
We'll continue
I'm
to.
sorry, Bill.
Right, and I appreciate that, and we'll
That was
continue to
wrong of
support.
me. That was way wrong of me. Hey, Alan, not for nothing. I lost 40 pounds since May, so I know
No,
it
that's
sucks.
great. Good for you. I think that's
And how did
fantastic.
you
Thank
do that?
You cut your
Thank
leg off
you.
because
I know
that's
how,
my
I know
method.
how. I know it's super easy to do. I got the secret, so it's no big deal.
Let me guess. Copious amounts of cocaine and not eating anything else.
I've never done coke in my life.
I find that hard to believe, Rube Star. That would change everything
Put me
I've
on
come
a
to
lie
assume
detector.
about
I'm
you.
not a liar. I tell the truth, Alan. I'm gold. My word's gold. I only speak truth.
So how did you lose
Thank
40
you.
pounds?
Well, step number one, you got to know your blood type. So my blood type is A. I cannot eat potatoes. I cannot eat pork. I work at a restaurant. I eat fries cooked in lard. Okay, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. But I can't eat it.
Well,
okay?
listen,
My
pound cake,
left foot's-
people say don't eat anything white, right? No pasta, no potatoes, no flour. Don't eat anything white. That's going to
Depends
cut
on
way
your
down on
blood
pound
type.
cake's dating life.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, tell you
But
what, how about
it
you
all-
just talk, Rube Star, and I'll just sit here with my thumb up my ass. How about that? You ever been on a
I'm
phone
sorry.
before? Has he ever been on a phone before?
But you've
I'm
had
sorry,
him. He's
Alan.
called enough that you know that this is how
Not
things
like this.
go.
He's like Dick from Dayton all of a sudden. We used to have kind of a...
He's going through potato
We used
withdrawal.
to have a jovial rapport. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I was just trying to give health advice. That's all. If you don't want to hear, I just really want to apologize to Bill. That was the whole thing, Alan. I'm sorry. I just want to apologize to Bill.
All
'cause
right,
I was
well,
wrong,
mission
And I did,
accomplished.
and that's it. Okay.
Right.
You don't want to hear my advice? That's fine.
No, we don't.
Okay. Thank you, Rube Star. I appreciate it. I don't know what the hell's
Don't
going
eat
on
fried
around
potatoes.
here.
That's good advice.
Don't eat fried lard
Yeah.
potatoes.
What blood type makes it so you can eat French fries? That's what I'm curious.
I don't even
I
know what
checked
my
my blood type.
I feel like I should know my blood type, but I don't. I don't know
Ask
my
your
blood type.
mom. She'll know. By the way, I could be way, way off because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionist.
Correct.
I don't think your blood type tells you what to eat.
I don't think it does.
I've
either.
never heard that.
There are companies that will sell you all kinds of crap. People are like, I sent away for a test that told me I was allergic to. Those are like for entertainment purposes only because it's going to tell you you are allergic to a whole bunch of stuff because it's a shotgun blast. You know, it's like where they tell you, hey, send us some of your blood or spit. We'll tell you where your family's from. And they all come back 98% white. Hey, thanks. Knew that. Now I'm down $120. I'm telling you, Poundcake's going to do this however he wants to do it. I think Bill's idea of the wrist weights is fantastic so that when you are having fun with yourself, you're also getting a workout.
Yeah, and
Don't work
building
harder,
muscle.
work smarter. Put wrist weights on so when you're cranking one out, you're going to come into work looking like Popeye.
But then he would have to do it with both arms, otherwise he'll be lopsided.
He's got the
It's
time and the stamina,
It's
the
easy
energy.
to do, yes.
I'm just saying.
He's a young man. We give him a hard time, but he's 30 years old. He's a young man. He is 21 years younger than I am.
10 years younger than I am.
You're not drinking your calories. You said you're drinking water.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's what I'm saying. I as far as like the diet goes, like have I been completely good? No. There's been events where I've gone to like Erica's birthday over the weekend. I think I probably had like a piece-
I understand.
but I'm like to not lose
No one's
any,
expecting you to be a monk.
but it is discouraging because like to not lose any means I'm doing everything completely wrong, and
It's not true.
But like
to not lose weight means you're not burning more calories than you are intaking.
You're also looking
all
at
that
you're
means.
also looking at it the wrong way. You haven't gained weight.
That's what I'm saying.
You're exactly the same, which is frustrating, but it would be even more frustrating if you were gaining weight.
I have gained almost 5 pounds since I've started working
So
out.
don't listen to Mary. She's the one gaining weight. You are the one staying completely the same.
I'm also trying to put on muscle.
She's gaining weight.
On purpose.
Gaining weight. Don't listen to her. She's the one.
You can ask any person who believes in science that the only way to lose weight is to burn more calories than you consume.
Right,
That
and
is
if
what
he's-
losing weight
But
is.
if he's eating 1,600 calories
And
a
he
day.
sits on his
No,
ass all
14.
day.
Yeah, you're still burning more than
No, you're
1,600.
not.
Yes, you are.
By what, 200
By-
calories? If
Is
that?
a liar
But
sometimes.
it's takes a longer time to lose the weight that way, but it's the slow and healthy way to do it.
He has already done it the slow and healthy weight for
And
two,
I haven't lost
almost
any
3
weight.
months.
Well, if you want to know how I lost weight the first time, I was walking about 7 miles a day. So get up, at 4:30 in the morning and start walking, and just walk to work and then walk here.
No, I'm not doing that.
A guy that I went to
He wants to fail.
one of the few people that I went to high school with that I'm still kind of in contact with. I mean, we were never like great pals, but he wasn't beating me up or anything like that. He was a nice guy. And he's gotten quite large as an adult. And he posted a thing on Facebook. He's like, I work from 6 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, and I have got to get some exercise in. And I don't know how to do it. And I didn't post, because who cares? But but everybody's posting things on there. And the bottom line is, you either got to do it before or after work. I was surprised that there were so many people posting these arcane, complicated things. Nobody was like, do it before 6 or after 4.
Yeah.
It was all, well, first, okay. But again, that's why because it's a personal thing, right? I mean, listen, for entertainment purposes only. We're not physicians.
No.
Right? We're just, each one of our anecdotes is going to be contingent on what worked for us. In Mary's case, it's gaining weight, right?
That's because I'm trying to build muscle.
Whatever. She's gaining weight.
Although I have gained weight in the past, and I was firmly standing in the case and point, it's awesome. Gaining weight's the best.
Muscle or...
weight, fat. Give me every
terrible.
ounce of pizza
Awful.
and
It's terrible.
Big Macs and milkshakes.
Don't believe the hype. If gaining weight was great, there wouldn't be a billion-dollar industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry for people to lose weight.
Yeah, but there's a much bigger industry
to gain it.
to gain it.
Right.
Now they're not saying, "Hey, you're doing this to gain weight." They're just saying, "Hey, this tastes pretty good, doesn't it?"
They're at loggerheads, those two industries. They'll never agree on anything.
Yeah, but they work well together, because without one, the other one wouldn't exist.
That's true. The yin and the yang.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave us messages, by the way, on the not the after hours line, but the iHeartRadio app, the little talkback button there.
Hey, Alan, this is Andrew from Orlando. I moved down here a year and a half ago from Cleveland, so Hurricane Ian was my first hurricane experience, and I thought living inland, it wouldn't be that bad considering they lose a lot of steam, but even being in Orlando, it hit pretty hard throughout the entire night. Luckily, no damage, but flooding like you wouldn't believe. I've never watched so much Weather Channel in my life. Bye.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you've watched any of the footage of people who live in that Tampa area or any of those communities where the hurricane hit on the southwest part of Florida there's like whole communities of people that are like, we don't have food, we don't have water.
They've been
They're
without power for
freaking
2 weeks.
out. Because there are also a lot of Floridians who are like, what the problem is for a lot of these communities is, like Andrew said there, it's their first hurricane. And yeah, this was a bad one. By any measure, this is a bad one. But Florida is also full of a lot of people from up here who moved down there and haven't been there that long, might have never experienced a hurricane, even one of this magnitude. But they're like, people tend to panic if they've never been through something like this before. And that's what gets people scooping up all the toilet paper at the grocery store, even if you can even get there. That one bridge to Sanibel Island washed out. They were taking people out by helicopter. But I was reading a big, long thing about people. Somebody referred to it as snowbird panic. The people who either moved to Florida from retiring or they are just down there large parts of the year and live in these coastal towns, but they're not lifelong Floridians, and so they've never experienced this before, and they freak the F out. Now, I mean, anybody would freak at not having power or water but people who've lived down there for a long time seem to be maybe a little bit more prepared for those contingencies.
It's like how we are with the snowstorms up here. There's people that freak out, and then there's people that, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
I was reading about a guy who clung to his sofa. Is floating on his couch.
Was it Poundcake?
No. Poundcake, were you in Florida?
No, I didn't know it was in Florida. I just know.
Clinging to his couch.
Yeah, there you go.
No, this guy was floating on his couch for 3 hours to try to survive the
The
storm.
water level came up through the ductwork. I was forced to cling to that rose-colored leather sofa. My head was slightly above
A rose-colored leather sofa.
He's in Florida. You know what it is.
Yeesh.
those ceiling fan blades, and I was just holding on to the sofa, bobbing in the water, breathing for air, maybe 18 inches from the ceiling.
Imagine maybe drowning in your living room. That
That's
would be no
crazy.
fun. What room of your home would you most like to drown in?
Oh boy, probably my bedroom.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would be a heck of a feat to get 9 stories up.
But I mean, in your bedroom, from what I understand, it's usually pretty wet in there, isn't it, Bill?
Uh-huh.
Haven't other people drowned in your bedroom
No
before?
one's drowned, but there's definitely
Oh.
been some splashing.
Yeah. Have they ever clung to a sofa for 3 hours?
Not 3 hours.
Not 3 hours? All
That's
right.
ridiculous.
Oh. All right. Well, it's something to consider.
Mary, we're talking about sex.
I hate it here.
Sex.
I hate it here so much.
You?
And that's where I stayed for probably 2.5, 3/4 of an hour. Everything started to recede. The water started to recede, and I felt as though I had made it this far, that the Lord brought me through this far.
Hell yeah, you did.
That if he was going to take me, I would have been gone by then.
Huh.
Thank the Lord.
It's always the Lord. Yeah, people always put it at the Lord's feet when they survive.
How pruny was he? 3
Don't
hours?
know. Oh, it's rose-colored leather. You and the couch are going to look awfully similar.
But that feeling of relief when it starts to sink and you're like, oh, we're going down. Like, that's got to feel amazing.
Yeah. That's probably a phrase that's been used a lot in your bedroom, right, Bill?
Yeah,
Going
because
down?
of all the sex.
Because of all of the sex, Mary, is what I'm talking about. All of the sloppy goings on in over at Squifle Tower. There's nothing wrong. Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. I don't know really what it means, but there's one community in Florida that did just fine, and it was this solar community that had been built for that express purpose. Solar power, so they didn't lose power. The way that it was set up, they barely had any damage because there wasn't like an electrical infrastructure there. So this solar community in that area of Florida, no loss of power, minimal damage because it's a 100% solar-powered community near Fort Myers.
There was a girl at my show on Friday that sold solar panels, and I was talking to her, just doing a little crowd work back and forth. And then after the show was over, a couple people went over and talked to her, and they're like, "So about those solar panels?"
Yeah, sure.
It was-
Solar panels.
She's stacking cheddar.
I'm like, I better get a little bit of a
Well, commish.
percent, a little commission on this. And I'm helping you sell solar panels, lady. Originally from this area, and then some people from Elyria were there too, which was crazy.
That was in Asheville?
Yeah, some people that they're like, we missed you at the Lorraine Palace Theater, but we were coming down here, so we're like, we'll see them there.
Sure.
So they came out to that show, and it was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
And I hope someone sells some solar panels. which
Yeah,
is
so
nice.
when Hurricane Ian went through this area, this was the first big test for this solar community because it obliterated Fort Myers and Naples. 100-mile-an-hour winds, it knocked out the power, blah, blah, blah. But Babcock Ranch, which is this community that's 100% solar powered and doesn't have a lot of that other infrastructure, the lights were on. They said that it exceeded their expectations during a major hurricane. Very, very little damage. Some trees uprooted, the normal stuff that would happen. But as far as like, imagine living there where they've got water, they've got internet, they've got power. They're like, we might be the only people in Southwest Florida who aren't in really, really bad shape. A little bit, they're just out there, killing it. Out there on Babcock Ranch. I got to take a break. I'm going to talk to Brad Gillis on the way back. He's your guitar player for Night Ranger. I think one of the two. And they're coming through in November. Night Ranger comes in. They did last year was the inaugural second annual Danny Rapepi Memorial Concert is going to happen down the street here at Playhouse Square. with the Youth Symphony Orchestra, I should add. So I'll chop it up a bit with Brad, catch up with him, see what's going on, and we'll talk about that show a little bit as well. 35192 if you want to text for anything, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7
WMMS Buzzard Radio.
The Buzzard.